Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be getting a little bit creative. So, I hope you guys are ready. Hey guys, real quick, I just wanted to mention, if you haven't already followed me on Twitter, you can find me at ChosenArchitect on Twitter if that's something you're interested in. I do tend to post a lot of interesting stuff on there. I follow a lot of mod developers and or just Minecraft stuff in general. Or if you just want to chat, great place to do that. Guys, I hope to see you over there. So hopping in today, let's just go over a few things. So I have been trying to live stream this over on Twitch shortly after I'm done recording my current video. So if you missed the live stream, be sure to check out the link I have usually down in the description, and you'll be able to catch that VOD if you want to check out what I've done. But I do want to go over a little bit of what we did do, because we got a lot done in a short period of time. I think less than 3 hours. We kind of destroyed a lot of stuff and had a lot of fun doing so. So when I say destroy, I mean absolutely make it look epic. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I've done. Over that live stream, we ended up kind of converting what we had set up over here, which I thought was absolutely ugly. I did mention last episode that I wanted to do this during a live stream. I wanted to convert this area that we had over here with our crafting, and I wanted to create a room specifically for this. Now, we are going to hide this. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. But I wanted to leave this here. This is actually where our main system resides. Wherever this controller's at is where everything is technically hooked. So we do have some auto crafting stuff that is set up over here that I didn't want to break down. I just want to leave it here. Like I said, I'm going to show you how we're going to cover that. But we also have some auto crafting that is going on elsewhere. And let's just say this room is pretty bright, so be ready to shield your eyes. All we got to do is go into our house. I thought this would be like the best place for this. This is like right where our house is at. How cool is that? We go down here, and voila, we are now in our refined storage area. And I want to talk a little bit about what we did and some of the cool stuff that I didn't even know existed in this pack that totally do. So first of all, you have your standard refined storage system going on here. We can access everything. I wanted to be able to show off the cables, and so I went ahead and used mana glass. There's also mana glass up here. Mana glass is also a light source, so that's what's applying all the light in here as well. It's a really great tool. Let's talk about this elevator here, because I didn't even know this was a thing. Everybody let me know during the stream that you could do this with these elevators. So if you notice, whenever I go down, technically my direction changes. Take a look at my mini map. When I go down, my direction just flipped to north. And when I go back up, I'm now looking here. I haven't changed direction. That's because you can actually make these directional by shift right clicking on them, and you can actually change the direction. Notice you can do this. You can also hide the arrows. So if I have the arrow here, you can see that it does show the arrow. I want it disabled, but you can choose what direction you want it to go. You can also remove the camouflage, but you see when I shift right clicked, it actually removed the camouflage, because you can technically color this with whatever color or item you want. So there's an item that you want to use, you can use it. And when we go down, of course, you can see that it's changed. That is super cool. Now, that's just the elevators that we were working with. I didn't realize that, I didn't realize there was another mod that like added extra crafters and functionality to the crafters. Oh yeah, there totally are. And it's kind of crazy. So if we go to extra right here, extra storage, we have these iron crafters that go all the way up into netherite crafters. Let's just put this in perspective. So this is a standard crafter from refined storage. It only has so many slots. I think it's like 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, it has 9 slots. This is the top tier extra storage netherite crafter. Yeah, it's a little bit higher in quantity for crafts. Also, it's, I believe they said 125 times faster than this crafter at crafting. That's ridiculous. And we did test this. It like insta crafts any, like if we want a stack of oak, it insta crafts it. It's just, it's so fast. But the good thing is I always run into a problem with like this, right? So we have a furnace and we have a crafter going onto it. This basically is saying, okay, craft items into the furnace. I have, I want to talk a little bit about this furnace as well. It's absolutely ridiculous. Basically you put the items in top. That's what the crafter is going to do. Or first you call the craft to happen. So long as it knows that there's a crafter connected to the network, it will start working. it will basically push the item into the slot here. And then when it's done crafting, of course, you can extract from the bottom. That's how a simple furnace works. Normally, you have a problem because, you know, you put the items into the top, right? And so you have a crafter. Well, it can only hold 9 different things. So you got to come up with some kind of buffer to do that. Not with these, because this is probably going to be enough for just about everything you want to ever smelt, making it so you only really need 1 furnace. But this furnace is crazy. Let's take a look at some cobblestone, for example. Let's just throw some cobble in here. Yeah, let's just say it's a little bit fast. And you might notice this has a burn time thing going on in here. I want to talk a little bit about what this is. This is a wireless heat receiver. This is also a part of this mod. Down below, I have the, so this is the receiver. This is the transmitter. Down here is a transmitter. Basically, you take this item and you put it inside this transmitter, and then you give this transmitter some kind of power source. Underneath it, I have it connected to my power. And it will connect to this. So it will keep this fueled based on power. So no longer do I need coal in here. It just uses power. It does use quite a bit of power. I think somebody calculated close to like 800 RF per tick with this this one. But it is pretty, it does use a lot of power. Of course, it's really fast. We do have a lot of coal, but I figured we'd probably run out pretty quickly. But some of the crafts that I have set up, I can basically craft a 64K card now. You see, I can craft it. It needs all of these items. I have everything set up to be auto-crafted. I hit start and just give it a few minutes and you can see it's already crafting down all of the netherite that I'm going to need, or not netherite, all of the nether quartz that I'm going to need and stuff like that. It's going to go through all the crafts. It's going to pull everything out. We have some speed upgrades on here. Yeah, this is all the stuff we did during the live stream. So if you're interested, by the way, in checking out those live streams, be sure to check the link in the description. Also, I should have it potentially pinned in the comments as well. I've been trying to live stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, so be sure to check that out when I do go live. I may not be playing this, but I might be playing something else you might enjoy, so be sure to check it out. Oh, and by the way, it didn't take very long to craft that 64K. And pretty much when I was done talking, it was already ready to go. And yeah, it ended up lowering some of the stuff that we had in our inventory because, yeah, it needs a lot of resources to craft a 64K. Lots of sand, which we don't have a really good way to automate sand just yet, even though we could probably do it with Create. But today I have some other stuff that I want to get done. I noticed one thing, that there is a way to make a creative wireless crafting grid. At least I think this is how it says it can make one. Apparently if we use power, we can energize this and get ourselves a creative wireless crafting grid. That's what it looks like. I think with a regular wireless crafting grid, it can be turned into this. I'm hoping that's the case and it doesn't require much power to do so. Like that would be so nice because it is such a pain to access our network with all of these wireless transmitters that we have all over the place just to cover our base, because our base is getting quite large, as you can tell. So to do that, we're going to worry about that here in a second. I did build a little bit of an area. I do like these. I wanted to try some of that ours wood here. But let's talk about something else before we just jump into the power mod. Let's talk about how to cover this up. So there is a mod here. If you search Tinker, you might have come across it. It's called Drawbridge from Tinker's Network. Now, I want to cover this up with stone. So let's go ahead and grab some stone and a lever of any kind. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to use just regular lever for right now. This mod is awesome. So right here, I can place down a drawbridge upside down. And I notice I have 1, 2, 3 blocks that I need it to drop down. So what I can say is take 3 of the stone. I want it to go down and then just give it some power. And it's going to cover this up. Now, you might be noticing, well, this just sticks out like a sore thumb. Well, no, you can actually cover it too. Just place a block over here and now it's completely covered up. And when you want to retract and get access to this area, all you got to do is just have the drawbridge work. It is super cool. Now, we should be able to set up 3 because I think that redstone power should be able to go to both of these blocks so long as we slap a lever on them. So let me make 2 more drawbridges and I'm going to show you how we can get this all covered up. All right, so here's our drawbridge. I'm going to place this in the same pattern that we had the other ones. I don't know if you necessarily need to have it going down, but I do want these covered up with a piece of stone, just like this. I also was thinking about making a fancy like lever for this instead of just having just a standard lever. There are some cool looking levers. Now this is only going to need 2, but I think it would actually stop if this was in the way. And then this one's going to need 3. And so if I put a lever right here, you can see that it completely hides this. Look how cool that is, man. I love it's so cool. It's so cool. And all you can see is the controller here. Oh, that's super fancy. Actually, I would probably like to have this mana glass so we can kind of see in here a little bit. So like instead of this being stone, like how about we make this mana glass? And it just kind of lights everything up and we can see a little bit in there. That's kind of cool. That's actually kind of interesting right there. Now, levers. So if you take a look at levers, we have a couple of different types. I really like this industrial lever, but there's also this industrial contact lever. I think that we can just use a regular lever and convert that over into industrial contact lever. This is going to make it look a little bit more industrial. Like that. That's kind of cool looking. Like, I like that lever. And there's another lever that sort of looks similar as well. But yeah, this looks really cool. It's all like tucked in here and kind of hidden, to be honest. I probably should add some like terracotta up here to kind of match the rest of our terracotta, but you know what? We have terracotta here, and we kind of have it skipped. So actually it fits in just fine. So now that we have that done, let's hop back in to this, the creative wireless crafting grid. That would be so nice if I can have. We need an energizing orb. This is going to be the base for which you can craft things. Actually, this is how you make some of the later game items in Powa. I've kind of played around with this just a little bit in other packs. I think it was Valhalsia 2. I think I played around with this a little bit. So let me go ahead and make this. It is going to be just a little bit of crafting. That's the big part about the Powa mod, is just the kind of micro crafts that you have to do in order to craft some of these things. Now, I don't think you have to have a lot of these energized rods. I think you can get away with 1, but the more rods you have, the more RF per tick you can actually send to the thing you're trying to craft. And as you've seen, we're gonna need a little bit of power, almost 500,000 RF to convert this thing over. So going at a rate of 10 RF per tick is not very much. But to upgrade these things, as you can see, it does require the actual rod itself and so on and so forth. And it's going to require different blocks of different things as we go up. This is going to require energized steel. Energized steel is another crafting component of this. So of course, as you can see, we are going to need a little bit of a setup for this. So let's go ahead and get this set up. Right here, I have my energizing orb. That's going to go right in the center. I am going to set up these cables right here, and that should work just fine. I'm trying to think. I need to have somewhere to put a point. I'm just going to probably place a point right over here just to connect, because I only made 3 of them, which I think that should be fine. So long as that's connected, we should be able to place these on here. I went ahead and made the basic tier. So these are actually charging up because they're in my hotbar. But there you go. So these should be receiving some power, and they're building up power, as you can see. I think we have to link these, though, to this. Oh, we can see they're already linked. Okay. So that kind of just shows me that they are linked so long as I'm holding the wrench. Pretty nice. So it's in link mode. So what I should be able to do is I'm probably going to just make a separate crafter. I am going to turn off the power just to make sure that it doesn't actually need to be powered. So I'm going to go in here and turn off our wireless charging. So that way my inventory is not charging anything. And I am going to make a separate wireless crafter. That way we have one completely separate from this one, because I don't want to place this in here and something weird happen. we don't have a crafter anymore. So let me go ahead and get that made. All right, so here we go. We have our wireless crafting grid. Okay, it ended up powering anyways. But as you can see, here we go. It is doing its thing. So it's just going to take a little bit of time. We're already at 3%. And this is supposed to turn, it already looks like the creative version. This is supposed to turn this into the creative version of this. That would be so nice. Then we could, I think, travel infinitely and cross-dimensionally as well. I don't actually know how the creative one works. I don't know if it is cross-dimensionally or not, but this is how you do those crafts with the power mod. So this bad boy is done crafting. Oh my, it is a wireless. And I was looking at the other recipes for this. We can actually make a creative controller, which if you don't know what that means, that is unlimited refined storage power. Like, it doesn't even require power at that point. And these say these are recipes added by power. That is interesting. Let's see what this looks like having this hooked up, because it does require a little bit of power to be able to convert this. I think it's like several million. But this guy is a creative wireless grid, so I should be able to travel indefinitely and be able to access this. Oh, wait, no, wireless transmitter and range. Oh, it just doesn't require power anymore. What? You're kidding. It still requires, even though it's creative, it still requires it to be in range. It just doesn't require power anymore. What? Okay, is that the same for the controller? Oh man. So yeah, this, to get the creative controller, which I don't think is going to matter as far as range goes, but it still would be nice to not need power for our storage. So might as well get the creative controller while we're at it. And this is going to require 420 million RF, which, to be honest, is not all that much. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and that's all it's going to take is just time. It's going to be a little bit of a slow process. So let's go ahead and make this bad boy, get that over here, toss that in, and get it going. Like, that's all we got to do. It's just get that thing going, and over time, it will eventually be a creative. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I didn't realize. Also, by the way, the applied energistics stuff is that way. You can actually do an applied energistics controller that is creative as well. Let's just take a look at some of the stuff that you can actually get. Power. And then we just search here, and you can see there's the creative controller from Refined. There's a creative energy cell from Applied Energistics. That's crazy. There's our creative wireless crafting grid. And I think that's about it. So as far as Refine, there's a bit more to Refine, but I was still kind of surprised that this isn't like an infinite, like it being creative doesn't give it infinite range. It still requires you to be connected to those nodes. It just doesn't require power at this point, which is interesting. Man, I was hoping it would be like infinite range. It'd been so nice. So you can probably guess what I'm making here. Just another quarry. You know, just another one. So we are going to need to get this quarry set up from the RF Tools mod. Well, this is straight up just the RF Tools builder. Like, is this straight up separate from regular RF Tools? Is what? It's all called, okay, RF Tools Power. This is part of the RF Tools Builders mod. Did he separate all of his utilities? Oh, he did. He like separated them all into separate like mods, or is this all under one mod? Just all has different tag. That's interesting. I've not noticed that before. But anyways, we need shape cards. So we're gonna need to get ourselves, I believe, just a regular shape card, and then that gets converted into a quarrying card. So just a regular good old quarrying card. Let's see, that is probably gonna be this one. Where's it at? This one right here. So yeah, we're gonna need a diamond pickaxe and a diamond shovel. What is this one? This is a silk touch. I don't really need silk touch. I don't think I'm gonna need silk touch anyways, now that I think about it, because we are gonna use this to mine out the nether. That's kind of what I want to do here. So here's our shape card. We have our builder. We need a lever, and we also need a point. So let's grab a point, and then we're also going to need an ender chest, like a plain Jane ender chest. Well, that shouldn't be too hard to make either. So I was trying to come up with what would be the best place, I think, to mine out And I think this split right here. So right where it splits biomes and we have the warped and we also have the crimson together, that would be probably one of the best places to mine out. And that way we can get all of these trees. I don't think, is this something we get back? Yeah, so all of this will be collected. Anything that's able to be broken will be collected. These, I don't know if that will immediately be turned into the block, but I do want to get all the shroom lights. There's all kinds of cool stuff that I would love to get from here. So all of these different building blocks. And then eventually we might take out a bastion as well, because I could probably use those for some building materials. Got lots of plans for builds in the future. I just want to have the blocks to do it with. So let's see. This like split is perfect. Let's go ahead and get this builder placed down. This is a fantastic tool, by the way. If you've never seen it before, which I'd be surprised if you've watched my videos and you've never seen it before, you need to shift right click onto the actual builder, and then you're going to select your first corner that you're going to harvest out or start harvesting from. So I'm going to select there, and then I'm going to go over here just to kind of get my shape, the general shape of things, and I'm going to go ahead and place it right here. So now we have what is technically a shape set up and ready to go. So all I got to do is place this card in here, and then I can show the shape that I'm going to be harvesting. Now, I kind of want it to go a little bit lower than this, and probably a little bit higher than that. And there's also some other things that I want to do as well. So if I pull out this shape card, I can open it up. I can actually block out certain materials. So if I don't want any of the netherrack, which I don't, I can actually make it so it just voids netherrack. But here's where we can change a few of the sizes. So you have your X, Y, and Z, I believe. This is your up and down. This is going to be your left and your right, I believe. These numbers can all change. It's basically this number right here. So where we have 60, this is what I want to change and make larger. Normally there's like a display here, but I guess it's because it's so big, you can't really see it. And we want to make sure it's set to solid. So I'm going to try and raise this number here to, let's say 60. And you can see the number of blocks just went up. And now when we show this, you can see it goes much higher and it goes a little bit lower. And it going a little bit lower, I kind of want it to go a little bit lower in itself. So the best way to do that is pull this out. I'm scared to click this because last time I played with this mod in a newer version, this caused it to crash. I really don't have to reload it. But this technically is supposed to open up the GUI for this card. So if we take this number and we go -15, that's going to actually lower the offset in relation to the builder itself. So now when we preview it, it should technically be 15 blocks lower than where it was before. And it's actually right where I want it. I think right here is perfect. I am going to take it. You know what? We might as well just take this whole chunk out. Why not? Why not just take the whole chunk? And to do that, let's just set this to 180. And then we'll set this to, let's see, right where we're at roughly. We'll say -45. And we'll see how that looks in relationship to where we're at. So that goes all the way up, and that goes all the way down from where we can see. So that's going to work. That'll be just fine. All right, so now that we have this set up, let's give it some power. And I'm also going to limit the amount of power that I'm giving it. In here, when we select our network, I'm going to set a transfer limit of, let's say, 3,000 RF. That's it. I don't want it to give it any more than 3,000 RF per tick. That is where it is going to set at. So we should be good. This is going to be completely powered, of course. And then we need to give it a lever because we have to turn it on. And then we also need to give it somewhere to put the items. And so this inner chest is going to be the best place. When we turn this on, this is probably going to fill with items fairly quickly, but of course it's going to also disperse fairly quickly as well. And all of these items are going to, of course, go right into our storage. So there we go. We have a quarry that is running in the nether and should be harvesting all of these blocks. You can see up there, it is converting it all to dirt because of the type of card that we have. If you want it to be like clear and actually remove all of the area, which I don't technically want because lava can cause some lag and stuff like that. All you got to do is surround it by glass and it will allow it just to dig a giant hole. You can have it do that. You can have it do all kinds of stuff. You can create custom shapes. It's an absolutely beautiful tool. So guys, of course, as always, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, and that is going to go to Dylan Morgan. Thank you so much for being a Patreon. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon yourself, of course, you can find that link down in the description below. Another thing you can find down there is my Twitch channel. So if you're interested in getting some more awesome content, very similar to this, I will be streaming this world probably for the next few weeks as we continue to make these videos. And yeah, have some fun over there. Like, I enjoy hanging out, talking with you guys in the chat. It's absolutely a blast. So guys, if you would, be sure to give me a follow over on Twitch. And if you're really interested and you don't want to watch it on Twitch, you want to watch it afterwards, you can also find my other channel. It is youtube.com/ChosenLive. That is where I do post my live streams after the fact. So if that's something you're interested in, of course, you can find me there. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Of course, if you did, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're so close. We're so close to the 400,000. It is absolutely just right there. We're so close. Guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.